first of all, congrats on a fantastic film. It was so entertaining and thoroughly enjoyed it, for sure.
Thank you. Excellent.
What was it about the script that intrigued you the most?
For me personally, I really love sort of 70s crime films and people like Peckinpah and sort of early John Carpenter films, and in a way it reminded me of the sort of films that piqued my interest as a kid, and sort of why I wanted to get into acting in the first place was sort of an early Ceesay films and things like that. And they don't kind of make these films a lot anymore. Like, I mean, it's an action film, but there's lots of funny dialogue in it as well. It's got everything that you want really as an actor.
What does Ben bring to the table that makes him one of the top directors to work with?
The thing I noticed, I think that was different from other experiences I'd had, was the freedom and trust he gave the cast. So once he'd kind of put everybody in the position that you're in, we had this 360-degree set that's already been pre-lit, and these long 5-6 minute takes. It started to almost feel like doing a play, and you just put out there with each other. Everyone's present, everyone's there, and Ben would just let it roll and let really crazy things happen.
And he's also very, sometimes you're working on a film and you're going, I've got no idea if this is good or a bad film, and you don't know. And Ben's sitting there editing on the set, so you can go over like a sort of breaks and see a sort of rough assembly of the film, and so everyone's like, hey, it's amazing. And so that really helps keep the sort of energy up, and I think also too he's very good at casting, and I think it was a case of an ensemble piece like this, if you put a few divas on it or whatever, it wouldn't have worked, because there's no room for that on that sort of shoot, and because everyone really loved each other, it was just
fantastic.
And that's Ben's doing, really, I think, is just sort of putting a great team together.
Everyone had great comic timing, I must say. So how difficult was it given the intense physical performance?
We just listened to each other, worked well together. I mean, and we kind of didn't stop. I mean, we'd go out, all of us together, in the evening sometimes. And I think probably Ben, from him, everything filtered down, because we just all felt comfortable enough with each other to come up with stuff in the moment, and also be able to support each other. So if you see someone like Sam Riley going off on one, you're right there with him every step of the way.
Yeah, and it's also too, I mean, I think often in a really horrible situation, that naturally brings about, like, you have to have a sense of humour, or you'd be crying. It'd be so, like, if there wasn't a comic element to that film, I think it would have been a really miserable shoot. If it was just crawling around in rubbish every day, you'd be going, and it's like some tragic film, you'd be going, this is horrible, like, I want to go home. But, it was really physically painful shoot to do. But you couldn't wait to get back to work the next day, which is kind of a rare thing.
Yeah,
I think,
it's a really rare thing.
Yeah.
And I read that it was 99% physical, like practical, and not much of CGI.
Hardly any. Yeah.
Hardly any. I don't even know if there.
That must have been fun.
Yeah. It's a really old-fashioned. It's a really old-fashioned film. And
you have to load guns. You have to point it at people.
People's heads were really being run over by a van.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that it's the 70s setting. So I wonder if you could bring anything back, what would it be?
From the 70s.
My gold corduroy suit and a fro, frankly. Yeah.
No mobile phones.
Modern technology. Yeah. Okay, that's nice. And lastly, what's next for you guys?
I'm doing a show called Gorilla with Sky Atlantic. It's with Idris Elba, Frida Pinto, incredible cast, and we're 2 eps in. We've got a few more to go. So.
It's exciting. What about you?
And I've just finished a TV series for SBS, which is an Australian channel, sort of a crime show called Deep Water.
Right. Thank you both so much for chatting with us, and wishing you all the best.
Great. Thank you.